It's movie time with John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom. He's gonna let you know if you just stay on.
It's Movie Time is produced and hosted by John DeSando. Listen to broadcast shows Fridays at 4:01 and 8:01 p.m. Read reviews and listen to shows online at WCBE.org.
I'm John
And I'm
DeSando,
Wayne Miller Supreme.
and it's movie time.
It sure is.
No, I walked into the lobby of one of our local cinemas,
Yep.
and they had a miniature ping pong table.
I saw that at some point. I thought it was so
I mean,
cute. A
what
little
is
tiny.
Now we're doing Marty Supreme today, and,
Yes.
and you're telling me this is a sports movie?
I think so. I mean, you look at that, one thing I liked about this movie, and I read up about how they made it, that with some CGI, but also with some real ping pong
Yeah,
playing.
he was, Chalamet was adamant that he...
That he
He
trained.
drew it, yeah.
And man, it was fascinating. And I always thought it should be a sport.
There are moments for a point where it
Yes,
could take an hour.
yes.
I mean, this stuff is really
Wow.
serious. And if you look at the Asians serve,
Oh,
how the heck you
they're all hunched
return it
down and with their paddle
converting it.
horizontal, yes, to put spins on it. But then when they get going and they are yards away from on the table as they're returning these serves,
Yeah.
wow. And that's one of the few sports that I'm not saying that I was very good at, but I enjoyed playing because it was interesting
Sure,
to play.
yeah.
I liked we call it ping pong, which a lot of the people who are really into it insist on calling it table tennis.
I know it is. Well, look, this is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best movies of the year.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
and our theater, I think, was almost full, wasn't it?
Yes,
And
it was full.
unusual, Lennox.
I was very surprised.
Yeah.
We saw it the day after Christmas, which is a big day. The people are,
Yeah.
sick of being with at get-togethers, and they want to go
Mad
out.
uncles.
Yeah. And they seem to enjoy the movie, and it's a long movie. It's a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
So spend on being there with the 15-20 minutes
But I
of
think
previews.
it's got more of interest to me than Avatar at 3
Oh.
hours, at over 3 hours.
Yeah. Because it was realistic.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
realistic, particularly one thing that I've always liked about movies, relationships. And particularly when somebody's kind of a toxic character, which Marty Mauser, and of course a lot of people always would mispronounce it Mouser, to put him down. But he was not that nice a guy.
But he was a young, well, Marty Reisman, on whom this is very loosely based,
Yes.
but was a Jewish kid
Yep.
from the Lower East Side
New
who
York
just
City,
decided that
Yep.
he was going to be the king of table tennis of the world.
Of the world. And one of his things was coming up with schemes to raise money, so that he could travel. And early in the movie, we see him that he did make his way to London.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I really liked the portrayal of the different people that he had relationships with. His married girlfriend, Rachel was her name.
Yes.
That he gets impregnates, and how he treats her and says, well, that he was superior than her because he had goals and she didn't.
It's quite a performance by her.
Oh,
I'll
geez.
bet she's nominated for Best Supporting
I
Actress.
think so.
Her name is Odessa Azion.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she did a good job, but also others of the cast, John, that Gwyneth Paltrow, I thought was fantastic in this. And she was a fading movie star.
She was the only adult in the whole movie.
Exactly. And she's married to a guy, his very first movie, and I've always loved watching the TV series reality show called Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Where these billionaires, listen to people who have ideas on how to make money. Played by Kevin O'Leary. he did a superb job as a real bad rich guy.
Yeah.
You know, that his company made pens. You know, writing
And I
pens.
told you that he had a resemblance for me to Louis B. Mayer.
Yes,
And I
yes.
think they did purposely.
Oh, yes.
And my dad, when he was in a little bit of a dorkier look, looked somewhat like this guy.
What was interesting, Paltrow played his wife, and I'm trying to remember if there were any scenes of the two of them. You know,
Oh,
that's
right,
how he decides to maybe bankroll Marty's quest to become, you know, the best table tennis player in the world. And that's how he meets her and has an affair with Gwyneth Paltrow, who's now a stage actress, and that he meets her in London. But also his mother, and played by Fran Drescher, that people would remember from the TV sitcom The Nanny, and she did a good job. But also the one that fascinated me, his mentor, you know, that an older Jewish guy who was a survivor of the Holocaust and the concentration camps, and played ping pong also.
Yeah.
And then
Well, you know,
there's
you
a
mentioned
rapper that plays his best buddy. You
Yeah.
know, that is all very interesting.
I thought, yeah, they had assembled a list of really actors or non-actors, all of them fitting. Now, Josh Safdie, who is the director,
Yes.
had put together what I thought one of the best films last year that got ignored, Uncut Gems.
Yeah, exactly.
And with the same kind of pacing
Yeah.
in that, with the same kind of slightly obnoxious
Right.
lead character.
Yeah.
And Timothy Chalamet here has really risen again, and I was impressed with what he did in Bob Dylan.
Yep.
And Complete Unknown last year, and boy, all these young people were waiting to see him this year.
Yes.
At the same time, these people are so smart in the way they
Yes.
edit their movies.
And his character, and it's so funny that, you know, there were a lot of close-up of his face that had a couple scars on it. It was pockmarked from acne and everything. All makeup. You know, that I was reading an article that they talked about how they really didn't want to make him look like a pretty boy, you know, type of thing.
It's tough, because he is.
And, but he did a superb job. The other one that really impressed me, his first name's Endo, and that he was the, or Kodo, that a real life tennis champ, and he's deaf. And he played
Table tennis?
Table tennis,
Right, yeah.
And he
Very cool.
very good, and very, you know, and they said something that probably lifted it out in real life, that he was so good at table tennis because he couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
So his concentration was totally on that. And you know, here he is, you know, not a professional actor, but just his facial looks.
Well, he was pretty much mute through the whole thing.
Well, yeah.
And very impressive with how cool he was.
Yes.
And I just love the way Chalamet overplays Marty.
Yep.
You know, when if he makes a shot, he's practically apoplectic.
Yeah.
He's so happy. If he doesn't, he's on the floor. He's crying.
Right.
And you just gotta like his enthusiasm.
Yes, especially, and I won't give it away, but kind of a bit of a twist ending that you see his emotion really gets extremely emotional, and I won't give it away because
Yeah.
I'll recommend people see this movie.
Yeah.
It's very well worth seeing. And the other thing, and to tie it in with the Oscars, because I'm sure it's going to get a number of Academy Award nominations. But for the first year, they have a new Oscar category called casting. And I think it should get it because of how they cast this movie with non-professionals like O'Leary and Kodo and stuff like that.
Point, yeah.
But other really good ones. But I also want to throw another one in there that how it really evoked not only the milieu of these table tennis events and matches and everything, but also the Lower East Side of New York City. The production design, and I bet it'll win for that. And just a little trivia, the 80-year-old production designer who's been in the business for 50 years, over 50 years, Jack Fisk, Sissy Spacek's husband. They've been married since 1974, and been on that he was the art director for Badlands, but also for her big claim to fame, Carrie. In 1976, he was the art director.
Oh, good.
And people remember Carrie.
Yeah.
It was his idea to bury his wife and have her hands come out of, in the shocking climax of Carrie, her hand come out of the rubble of the grave.
Well, there's a list of teen rebels.
Yeah.
And a couple of the famous movies for these teen rebels would be, the Breakfast Club people.
Oh, Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one.
And Ferris Bueller. And Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
And so, but we really ramped up that type.
Yes.
I think it's closer to, but not a replica of Frank Abagnale into Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, yes. Leonardo DiCaprio, another Spielberg movie.
Right. Who's much smoother, much underplayed compared with Chalamet.
And I know we'll talk more about some of this
Yes.
in podcast Back Talk that I recommend people to hear.
Yeah.
But I've got some other ideas about that. And toxic people in sports movies. All right. Or movies kind of like that. And I'll just throw in the name Bobby Fischer out there.
Good one. Very good. Let's do that. Let's do that a little bit later. That's a good idea. Let's look at sports movies. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a replica of this.
No.
But it's juxtaposing this one against sports movies.
Yes.
And for people who are wondering, is this really a sports? And for me, it's secondarily a sports movie.
Yes. You're absolutely right.
It's mostly character driven.
Exactly.
And Chalamet has the responsibility for that.
Yeah, and especially how somebody, and it's not even sports movies, but a lot of movies that we've seen, but somebody has such a drive and desire to be number one in what they're doing. What they do is that they ruin their relationships by how they treat their friends and family and co-workers.
And I'd like to look a little bit also at con men. One of our esteemed colleagues considers that a real negative, that he is a con man, and he is, but he isn't. For me, he represents the youthful abandon.
Yes.
But then it has the fire and ambition of a young man.
Yeah, but it shows this character Marty Mauser's immaturity when he's giving an interview about that he's going to play his older buddy, the Holocaust survivor, and he said, and out of the blue, even though he said, I'll destroy him. I'll do to him what Auschwitz, the concentration camp, couldn't. Right. And then he said, "Oh, I'm Jewish. I can get away with saying something.
I'm Hitler's worst
enemy, and I'm still here."
I'm still here.
Okay.
All right, Wayne Miller.
Yes.
The movie is. And what does we call our movie? Marty Supreme.
Yes, it is. It's a supreme movie.
What do you suggest?
I would suggest people to see it. Obviously, some kids may get, I think probably even as young as 12, 13, when they start reaching puberty and maturity and stuff like that, I think they can maybe identify with the immaturity of this character.
Oh, yeah, and see this very young man bed an iconic Hollywood Gwyneth Paltrow, who wouldn't even kiss Ethan Hawke in a movie years ago.
Yes.
Because he offended her father. She's come a long way.
Yes.
You never know if that's she.
Yeah.
Whether they cut away or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so Marty Supreme.
It's movie time with John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to